puppies this morning before breakfast. We're supposed to get some rain, so I thought I'd better get them out for a while I can. So you'll have to excuse me and my lack of combing my hair and putting on my makeup. But it's all about the puppies, it's not about me. So anyway, people keep asking me about house training the dog. How do I house train my dog? And I really haven't done a house training video because there's millions of them on YouTube. But I'm going to cover a few things that a lot of those videos don't talk about. And one of the most overlooked things about house training is you need to find out how the breeder was doing it. Because if the breeder's doing it with one way and you're trying to do it another way, that's going to be more confusing for the puppy. So for example, here we use pee pads. I have a house that doesn't have a fenced-in yard, so when they're not out here in the, fenced-in puppy safe, and it has really high steps that go up, and puppies can't go up and down the steps, and then if they go out there, they're likely to get eaten by a hawk or a coyote or something like that, because I usually don't have puppies this big. These are border collies, and I usually have little tiny toy and miniature Australian Shepherd puppies, so I keep my puppies inside. And I have pee pads. They start learning pee pads here at about 2 weeks of age in the whelping box, and they're very good. My puppies that are raised here are very good at using pee pads. So I keep pee pads in every room that the puppy is going to be in. The pee pad should never be more than about 15 feet away from the puppy, because the puppy, they have great urgency when they have to go to the bathroom, and they're not going to hold it while they go try to find a pee pad. As soon as they think they have to pee, they're going to pee. That's just like a little baby human, no control. So if somebody's getting a puppy from me, I send home pee pads and I instruct them how to use the pee pads properly. Some breeders use shavings, pine shavings, or you don't want to use cedar shavings in a puppy pen because they're dangerous, but people do. And so you say, okay, what surface has my puppy been peeing and going to the bathroom on? Hopefully your puppy wasn't raised in a puppy mill going to the bathroom on a wire grate. Because then you get, when I was teaching a lot of classes, people would say, well, my puppy goes over to the little heater grate in the floor and pees on that. Well, because it was raised in a cage, peeing in a grate. So hopefully you had a breeder that was making some sort of an effort to potty train the puppies onto some kind of a surface, whether it's shavings or pee pads. And if it was shavings, then you just take a little bit of, say, oh, was it pine or was it cedar? Find out. And if it was, let's say it was pine, you go get you a little bag of pine shavings at Walmart, and you go out to your garden, flower bed or grass, and you put a little bit of the shavings there, and then you take your puppy out there and you set your puppy on that. And the puppy will learn that's the spot in the yard that you want it to go to the bathroom. But little puppies, especially toy breed and small breed puppies that are under 4 months old, they're gonna have accidents in your house, and they're gonna have accidents in your house a lot. So you want to make sure that you are that you have pee pads or some sort of a system. Now, you can also use an exercise pin. I've done videos on exercise pins. You've seen my rabbits in the exercise pins. And you can have an exercise pin in your house with pee pads in it and keep your puppy there when it can't be supervised. Puppies, and I know you've heard this 1,000 times, but puppies, I'm not going to let this puppy jump up in my face. Hang on a minute. You're going to learn a little blocking technique here. Now, see when she gets a hold of my, okay, she quit. She knew. Okay. I was going to show you what to do if they get a hold of your clothes, but she changed her mind. Get that. So I just threw that out there to kind of get her off of me. Anyway, as soon as they wake up, they have to pee. As soon as they eat or drink, they have to pee. Once they get excited, they have to pee. Every little thing makes them have to pee. So your puppy is going to pee in your house. Because people will say, well, why are you sending pee pads? I don't want my puppy to pee in the house. Well, guess what? News bulletin. Your puppy is going to pee in your house. So you want it to have a designated spot to do that. This puppy's being a little bit rude. We're doing 2 training things today. I want her to play with the toy, but I'm not a toy. So I've got this toy between her and me. This is little live wire girl. I never tire of having puppies. Okay, So, see, I just kind of pushed her back pretty good right there because she used me as a backboard. If you use me as a backboard, you're going to get tumbled because I am not a toy. A toy is a toy. I am not a toy. I just tumbled her again. There, now she's slowing down a little bit. This is a lot of dog in the skin. Of course, Border Collies, I've talked to you about those before. They're not for amateur owners. But anyhow, find out what the breeder was using and use that. Get yourself an exercise pen. Don't lock your puppy in a cage. That's what crates are. They're cages. I don't mind, like, here's a little crate that I keep out here for the puppies to just kind of play in and out of for my little miniature Australian Shepherd puppies that are going to other homes, because I need them to get used to crates, because some people like to cage their animals. I don't. These dogs will never see a cage. The only time they'll be in a cage, and that's what a crate is, it's a cage, is in the car, in the golf cart when we're riding around the place, you know, at the vet, so I can keep their feet off of the filthy vet floor and keep people from sticking their filthy fingers and touching my puppy. But I don't cage my dogs in the house. They're in an exercise pen, and they have their bed and their food and their pee pad and their toys. But you want to keep your puppy, and I know I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to give you some things that there's a million videos on YouTube about house training, but I'm going to try to give you some of the stuff that they don't share. And another one is keep the puppy in the same room that you are in. I got to take these boots off because the puppy should never ever touch your shoes. Your shoes carry disease. All right, I'll put those in the chair and we'll move on. Okay, sorry. You need to keep the puppy in the same room that you're in all the time. You need to keep your eyeballs on that puppy. Now, if you are going to be a little bit distracted by something else, put a leash on your puppy, tie it to your belt loop, and keep the puppy close to you so you can see what the puppy's doing. If you're washing dishes, you've got the puppy tied on a 6-foot leash. You can put a toy on the floor. It can chew on the toy. It can play with the toy while you wash your dishes. But you don't want to be washing your dishes and have your puppy go out the kitchen, go into the living room, and poop behind your couch. And you never, ever, 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 ever want to punish your puppy for making a housebreaking mistake. You don't want to do that. There's only one entity at fault when the puppy makes a mistake, and that's us. If my puppy poops behind the couch, it's my fault. If my puppy pees on my expensive rug, that's my fault. I gave the puppy too much freedom too soon. I think that's what happens a lot. People will get a puppy from me and they'll take it home and they'll go, oh, she's so good. She pees on the pad and she goes to the back door and all this garbage. And then about a week later, oh my God, it's peeing and pooping all over the house. Because you gave it too much freedom. Don't give your puppy a bunch of freedom. I'm not saying keep it in a cage. What I'm saying is keep it where you can see it. Get a puppy gate, and if you're in the kitchen, it can run around the kitchen and it can play with its little ball, but it's in the kitchen with you, and there's a pee pad in there. Don't let it have access to more than one room, and that's the room that you are in. If you're having issues, you want to back way up. You know, if you started giving the puppy more freedom and it's starting to make mistakes, the puppy is telling you, you're going too fast, you're progressing too fast, we need to back this up. So I hope some of those tips help you. Number one, find out how the breeder did it. If you bought your puppy from a pet store, your puppy was in a cage, peeing on a grate because they don't want to clean up after them. They don't want to touch them. They're automatically fed, they're automatically watered, and they're peeing and pooping on a grate and that they hose out. Those puppies never get touched. So if your puppy goes over and pees on the grate, that's what it was trained to do. And what you're going to have to do is put a pee pad over that grate. And when they go over there and they'll pee on that pee pad, because they get sort of married to a certain spot. You'll notice, oh, it keeps going to the corner of that rug and peeing right there. Well, because they peed there before, no matter how much you clean it up, the smell is there. So we're going to take our pee pad and we're going to put it over that corner of the rug, or we're going to put it over that grate. Get the puppy peeing on the pad, then you can slowly move the pad over towards the back, whatever door it is you plan to let your dog out to go to the bathroom when it gets grown up. Move the pad over there, then the puppy will come to the back door to pee poop. It's a process, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it's gonna go like this. It's gonna go good, it's gonna go bad, but eventually your puppy will be housebroken. Keep that puppy tethered to you or in the same room with you all the time. If your eyes aren't on it, it's tethered to you. Take your puppy out to pee and poop when it wakes up, when it's gets, after it eats, after it drinks, after it plays. I mean, they have to go to the bathroom all the time, especially small breed puppies. First thing in the morning, when you take them out of the X pen, carry them outside to that spot that you made. Either you have a pee pad outside in the area where you want them to go to the bathroom if they were trained on pee pads, or you have the Shavings or whatever the breeder used, but find out what that is. Feed your puppy on a regular schedule to kind of help the body, and watch those stools, make sure they're staying firm, you're not getting into diarrhea, problems like that. So you want to keep an eye on things, but I hope some of these tips helped you. If you have questions about it, feel free to ask. As I say, there are lots and lots of good instructional videos on YouTube about breaking it down, and they show you how. And so I'm not going to make one of those, but what I tried to do here was address some things that other people aren't talking about. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.